Hi, welcome to the Maryland Department of Health Workshop Wizard Overview Reports Webinar Part 2, or to make life simpler, Reports the Sequel. So in this section, what we're going to do is talk about some additional report options. We're going to go to the General tab, and we're going to take a look at some of the additional reports that are available specifically for diabetes prevention program lifestyle coaches and those of you who are working with the recognition standards under the Diabetes Prevention Recognition Program, otherwise known as the DPRP. And these are the standards that are set in conjunction with the Centers for Disease Control. And so I want to go through with you what these look like and how they work, because this information is really important and vital for you to understand as you're preparing to submit your data to the Centers for Disease Control. So let's start with this, what is called the red and green report. So the red and green report is really about how what you are doing and the information you are tracking, how that compares to what the recognition standards are. So I'm going to move the title out, and I'm just going to call this the sample red and green report. And as you might expect, green means you are meeting standards. Red means you are not yet meeting standards. And so what we're going to do is have the column set. We're going to look at only the diabetes prevention program. So we want to deselect everything. We're going to look just at our diabetes prevention program information. And then because I am working in the demo area, we don't have a lot of classes, but the organizations are set through the access levels, and I am only looking at the organizations that I am allowed to look at. So I am set so that I can see 2 different organizations and their data. This access is determined by your program coordinator. So if you're looking in these areas and you find that you don't have access to all the information you need, check with your program coordinator, and you can have multiple organizations that you can look at, or you can look at all of the data, or you can look at only the information for your program. So there are many different options here. And so if we look at just the diabetes prevention program data for just the organizations I am allowed to look at and just the sites that are connected to these organizations, I can also run a date range. And so I'm going to suggest that I want to look at everything from the January 1st of 16 through July 1st of 17. And I want to do the starting dates of the workshops. I'm going to hit next. And all of this work here is to really hone in on what data I want to look at for this report. And what comes up are these 2 demo sites and these workshops. So I'm going to hit next. And then I can save the configuration if I want to. In this case, I'm just going to hit finish. It'll take just a second, and then I will get a report. So you'll see a message that says you can now download your report. It's going to be a Word document, and it'll take just a second for it to load. And here is a sample red and green report. So because this is demo data, it all looks fantastic. And as you can see, it is all green. Now, if there were areas where we were not yet meeting standards, those areas, these boxes, would be red in color, or actually kind of a pink. So you see across here are the standards, and then here's the organizations my demo organization, and then here are the participants, attendance, weight recorded, all of the different points that you want to be able to show as green in order to be recognized. So that is the red and green report. So let's go back and look at some other options. Let's create another report, and this time we want to, instead of the red and green report, let's take a look at the annual report. Now this is the, again, this is the Diabetes Prevention Recognition Program annual report. And basically what this report is a sample that is very similar to what you receive back from the DPRP. Once you have submitted your information on your program, they will send you back a report. And the annual report, this is a version of that, a copy of that, which takes a look at the organizational data you have entered, and also sets the report times, and you can set then the report year, and you can do a look ahead. And again, we're going to be looking just at the demo data here. And then what it will do is give you some options. So the curriculum has been preset, which is why this is all grayed out. But if you scroll down, you will see here, if you look closely, that this diabetes prevention program is checked. And I am only able to pull information for the demo organization, so that is pre-selected. And we've already selected the date ranges, so those are grayed out as well. And then I can hit the next. It will again show me the information that I have requested. I hit next again, and then I can hit finish, and it will give me that report. Now again, since it is demo data, this will give you an idea of what it looks like, but it's not going to give you real clear information. But this is what the sample annual report would look like. Again, it's a Word document, so you can make changes if you want to. You can make things different colors. You can add in logos. And this portion of the report, so these are all of the workshops which have been completed and have had all the data entered. So you will see here that we have the organizational code, the date of the last evaluation. We can see participant statistics. You can look at the total number of enrolled, and it will give you the percentage that came into the program with the different eligibility requirements. So all of that is going to be spelled out, and this information, as you know, is tracked through the participant tab. So it's pulling the report from that area. And then it also is going to be showing you the participants that are eligible for analysis against those standards. And it's also going to let you know how you are doing. And again, it's a Word document, so I can move things if I need to. So it's going to give you the requirement numbers, what those requirements are, what the target numbers are, what the actual numbers are, and if you met or did not meet that specific requirement. So these are what you get reported on when you get this annual report back from the CDC. This allows you to pull the information and take a look at it in the same format you will see when you get that report from the CDC. Now, it also will give you a look ahead. So if you have participants and want to just have a guesstimate of where things are going, how things are looking, it will give you that information as well. It will also give you the requirements for full recognition. And these requirements and this information will be adjusted for you as the CDC changes any of its requirements or any of the other data points that are included in here. So that is the sample report. And that's really a great way to just kind of see how you and your program are doing so you can make sure you are on track. So let me show you another report here that's also very helpful. This one is the Diabetes Prevention Recognition Program. This is a weight graph. And the weight graph is really, weight is a critical factor. If folks in your program are not losing weight at the appropriate rates and by the appropriate milestones, then your program does not get recognition. And so the weight charts and watching how leaders and lifestyle coaches are doing in working with different classes, different workshops, different styles, to take a look at the weight loss is very important. So this is what the weight graph will do for you. So again, we're going to have the demo organization. We'll give it a report year, and you'll have a pull-down menu, and you can hit next. Again, it's preset, and so you will see within the gray what we have already set on this first page is already happening. And I should mention that this report year is set by the organization. So if you are a demo organization or whether you are a real organization, as you are set up as an organization, you're going to have entered in here the CDC number, and you're also going to have the reporting year entered. So it's going to track that information. So this is where we let the system know what information we want. We've already had preloaded for us the information on when the reporting time period is, which curriculum and which organization. And then this is the demo site. And then we are able to complete it. And I am going to show you, it will generate the report and we can download it in the same way. What I want to do is show you what this looks like when there is more information than just simple, our simple demo data. So as you can see, what we have here is a really nice graph. And it shows us over time the weight loss that is achieved. We have two different classes in here. So there is the blue class that we have tracked that started in March, and there is a black line here, which is another class, and then the red line is actually the median, if you will. So this is the average weight loss, not the median, but the average weight loss for the two. And so this gives you a nice graph to see where people are making great strides in getting to that 7% and making sure they've reached 5%, and maybe where certain classes are not doing as well. As you can see, this class kind of topped out right under 4%. So being able to really look at this over time in a graphic way gives you some very helpful information. And again, if you have 10 different classes, workshop series for DPP that you are looking at, you will see 10 different lines and 10 different colors. And then there is on the second page of this graph also information that would define which each of these lines are, what workshop series, and they would also indicate the different colors and patterns that are used to identify all the different workshops at once. And I'm not going to show you that because it is specific to organizations and classes and leaders, but just know that that information is available. It's on page 2 of this report and would give you all of the details about each of these lines. So that is the weight loss graph. which is also very helpful. Now, there is one more, and that is what is called the PPM report. So a PPM report is the per patient milestone, and it is hard to say that 3 times fast. So we're going to go slow through this one. The PPM is the information from the participant tab and from as well as from the My Workshops tracking. And what happens is it is going to show us which participants in class are hitting milestones as they go through the year-long program. Payment for reimbursement for the diabetes prevention program is based on when you hit certain milestones. And so within this sample report, what we have here is we are going to be looking at some of these reports, and let me show you what they look like. So again, we're going to be pulling out our information, our demo sites, and we are then going to look at the date range. We have one class, and this again will not give you a ton of information, but it's because it's a demo. But let me show you how this works. So this is our PPM. It is, again, a Word document, so you can play with it. You can add to it. You can make it colorful. This is our demo site. And let me show you how this works. So there are different milestones that are met for each participant as they go through the program. So if you are able to meet the criteria at this point, it is a percentage of the total amount of the reimbursement is paid at each of these various points. So for this class, the total amount that was earned that is reimbursable and would be able to be billed would be this amount, the $3,160. So this report tells you within this particular class, with the participants we have, who has met the criteria at these different points of measurements. So the per participant milestone. So let me show you very quickly how that information is set, because I think it's important to kind of take a look at it. So when these rules are set based on, there are different sets of rules, and what happens is the rules are set. We know that right now a per payment per participant is set at $400, hypothetically. The rules to that, there are 5 rules that correspond to that report we just took a look at. The first rule indicates that 20% of that $400 will be payable on session 1, and there's no other criteria. The second rule says that when you have reached core session number 4, so 4 core sessions, 10% is, again, able to be billed. So if we look back at our report here, there's the core 1, so when they start, and then here's rule 2, and then we're also able to see that rule number 3 is 40% is billed when 5% weight loss is achieved and 9 sessions have been completed. So again, that will tie into what we see on our report. And then we can also take a look at the other remaining rules, which include a post-core and completing post-core sessions and the percentage that can be billed, and then the final one, which is 10% with the core session count of 12 and with post-core at least one completion and a 7% weight loss. So the rules are set here, and the rules will probably be preset for you, but I wanted you to see how these rules correspond to what happens with this report. Now, over time, there may be different reports that you will be able to choose from as you look at this PPM report. You may have this current set of rules. There may be multiple sets of rules depending on who the payer is, if it's public or private, and what the final rules on payment and reimbursement for participation in DPP are. So just so you know, this report is always a work in progress, or at least at this point it's still a work in progress. And this will allow you to generate a report that will then give you the specifics so you know what your workshop series is generating in terms of income. And you can also, from this area, you'll be able to print the information you need to have sent to those public and private payers. So that is PPM for reports. And in reports part 1, we did cover the basics for all the different kinds of reports that are available. So we talked about participant reports, workshop reports, and grantee reports. So if you are interested in the basic reports, please check out reports part 1. And hopefully this has helped with reports part 2. If you have questions, please reach out and feel free to contact us at Workshop Wizard or your program coordinator, and we will keep this information updated on all of this DPP related and DPRP related reporting. So thank you and happy reporting.